As let me say again, Alav Shalom, we know that there's many times real diamonds and then there's fake diamonds. So how do you know which one's which? So they say that diamonds can handle a lot of pressure. They're very strong and they're harder than steel. A lot of times they say the only way to cut a diamond is with another diamond. So therefore, if it holds up to the pressure, it shows that it's a real diamond. If it cracks under less pressure, under other materials, so then it's not a diamond. So therefore, this is a big lesson for us. A lot of times we want to say we're religious, we want to say that we're dedicated, we're holy, we're good people. You know when you show if you're a diamond or not? Under pressure. When there's a lot of pressure. People think, if only I could have money and peace of mind, my kids will listen to me, and I would be able to go to sleep on time and wake up on time, and then everything would be normal. I could go and serve Hashem properly, like a mensch. But you should know the diamonds, they really, really shine and they really prove themselves under pressure. When everything's balagan, when everything's a mess, when everything is a lot of pressure on you. There's a guy who famously said, Hashem, if only you give me $10 million, I'll sit at home and learn like in Kolel, and I'll leave Olam Hazeh. I won't be working. I'll sit and learn all day. Hashem says, it's very funny. You're very expensive, $10 million. I have guys willing to do it $50,000, $60,000 a year, Kolel. They'll go sit in Kolel all day. And you need $10 million. No, it's with the pressure and with the difficulty. That's when you prove that you're a diamond. So he said there's many famous stories of many gedolim. The Belzer Rebbe, Alav Shalom, he would always used to do tish. He would open a stall late Shabbat afternoon, right before Shabbat is over, Sudah Shishit. He was singing a lot of songs, Divrei Torah. That's what the Rebbes always do. He used to do it in the Holocaust. He was in the Holocaust, even in the concentration camp. He found a small stall, and he used to do tish over there, also sing the same thing and try to eat whatever food they had. Even in such a pressured situation, he would still be as dedicated as he usually is. The Chafetz Chaim's wife, Aliyah Shalom, she would go to every funeral in Radin, and she would go around with tzedakah to the woman's side and ask the collection box and ask the ladies, whoever wants to give tzedakah. And her son died at age 21, and very sad. And she was at the funeral of her son, and she went collecting tzedakah at her son's funeral. And the ladies ask, your son died, like, well, what are you doing? He said, what? It's the fault of the widows and the orphans. My son died, so because of them, I should steal from them mitzvah tzedakah. I have the zechut to ask them for tzedakah, to give tzedakah, because my son died, so things have to change. Why should things change? You should still give tzedakah. So you see that no matter what difficult situation they were in, they knew what their obligations were, and they continued to do it nonetheless. Chafetz Chaim's son-in-law, Rav Levinson, he used to have a lot of migraines, and they used to wrap a towel, a handkerchief around his head, and he was suffering. He used to put pressure on his head; it would alleviate the pain. So one time he had guests. It wasn't nice. The rabbi would sit there with that towel on his head, so he took it off. And he was in pain the whole time. They said, Rabbi, how do you do this? Leave the towel on. He says, why? Why should they suffer looking at me dressed all funny while I'm hosting them? Why? Why should I make them suffer? You see, it doesn't matter. I'm in pain. It's uncomfortable. You have to do what you have to do. And a person has to teach himself to overcome himself to be able to do this. A person a lot of times says, Yani magu, I can't. You put that in yourself. Really, if a person says, I want to and I could, you will be able to. So a person has to know it's all about, if you have that mentality, under pressure, I don't crack. Under pressure, I'm going to be the best version of myself. The Gemara says about Rabbi Akiva that one time Rabbi Gamliel was at sea, he saw a ship get destroyed. And he knew that Rabbi Akiva was on that ship. So the Gemara Sechi Yevamot says that he was worried about Rabbi Akiva, maybe he died. And he went home and he saw Rabbi Akiva in the Bet Midrash. He says, how did you get here? You were on that big boat that crashed. He says, yeah, I survived. I held onto a plank. And he says, but how did you survive the waves? There was big waves. He says, every wave, I put my head down. I put my head down, the wave went right over me, and I survived. He said, this is a big lesson. Whenever hardships of life, Hashem sends us our way. If you try to fight the hardship and say, why, I have to change this is not right, how could it be my life is like this? And you take it so personal, so then you're going to break every single time. But if you go and you be humble, okay, this is what Hashem gives. Baruch haba. What Hashem gives yesterday, Hashem gave this today. Okay, so today was this, and I'm going to deal with it and accept it. This is what Hashem wants from me. People say, how could it be that my son is like this? How could it be that my health is like this? How could it be my business is like this? And they take it so personal, and they give themselves anxiety, and they blame themselves, and they get so upset. If you're really trying your hardest, and this is what Hashem decreed for you, accept it. Holding it personal, getting upset and complaining and crying and mopey dopey, what's going to change? It's not going to change anything. You're only going to go and kill yourself. So Rabbi Akiva says, put your head down, accept it from Hashem, keep doing what you're doing, keep going, and it's just going to go over. Don't worry. And eventually, you'll get out of the shipwreck, you'll get back to the Bet Midrash, and you'll be able to be fine. It's just a matter of here, mental strength, being like a diamond under pressure, surviving over here. Most people are very weak in their mind. They can't handle, they don't have high emotional quotient. Today, the jobs, they're not looking for IQ, they're looking for EQ. What's EQ? Emotional quotient. How well do you handle emotions? If you're a cashier, will you blow up if you have a rude customer, or will you be able to keep your cool, go bring the supervisor and give good service? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking if you know how to press buttons, you can make the math in your head and you know all this stuff. I want to see how you handle yourself. Hashem says also, I want to see how you handle yourself. Baruch Adonai Olam.